Earth sits roughly 150 million kilometers from a sun that is just one of billions in the Milky Way. Beyond our galaxy, the numbers become infinite. For the 8 billion humans currently living on this rock, the natural default is to assume the universe revolves around our specific experience. Around 70,000 years ago, the cognitive revolution gave unarmed humans the ability to process their environment through logic. Instead of just reacting to the sun, the mountains, and the rain, we began asking why they existed at all. Human ego is a byproduct of our biology. The trait that actually defines our history is the relentless search for an ultimate reality that exists behind the world we see. In philosophy, the study of existence is called metaphysics, or ontology. It targets the final questions about the nature of the universe. To make this inquiry manageable, early thinkers divided the problem into two specific lines of questioning. The first concerns the count. We have to determine if there are many different ultimate realities, or if everything is made of just one single substance. The second concerns the nature of that substance. We have to define exactly what it is made of and how it behaves. This framework serves as a blueprint for human inquiry. By mapping these two questions onto a grid, we can categorize every major belief system in history, from ancient religion to modern science. On the vertical axis, we plot the quantity. Monism is the belief in a single reality. Dualism accepts two, and pluralism argues for many. The horizontal axis tracks the composition of that reality, the divide between matter and consciousness. Matter follows strict physical rules. It must occupy volume, taking up space, and it must be detectable by the senses, like the iron, wood, or water we interact with daily. Materialists, like Karl Marx, argue that the physical world is the only reality. In this view, even human emotions are nothing more than physical, chemical reactions inside a biological body. Consciousness is the opposite. Thoughts, willpower, and emotions occupy zero physical space. You cannot measure the width of a memory or weigh a feeling on a scale. This leads to idealism, championed by philosophers like Shankaracharya. They argue that physical matter is an illusion. Imagine a dream where you eat a samosa with friends. In the dream, the food and the people feel solid, but upon waking, you realize everything was made of pure thought. Placing existence into these neat categories allowed us to organize our thoughts, but it also forced a rigid choice between two seemingly incompatible worlds. The system breaks down at the center. Dualism attempts to claim that both matter and consciousness are real and distinct. René Descartes famously struggled with this. He argued that we have a physical body and a conscious soul, but he couldn't explain how they actually spoke to one another. This is the interaction paradox. If a thought has zero mass and takes up no space, how can it exert physical force on a solid object? A non-physical intent should not be able to move a physical arm. Baruch Spinoza proposed neutralism as an alternative. He suggested that ultimate reality is a single neutral substance with infinite traits, but humans are only evolved to perceive two of them, the physical and the conscious. For centuries, this grid remained a purely theoretical debate. We had no way to scientifically prove how a thought could influence the material world. In the 20th century, physics began investigating subatomic behavior, and the results began to challenge the traditional philosophical grid. The Double-Slit Experiment was designed to track photons of light. Under classical physics, light was expected to act consistently as a wave. However, researchers found that when a device was placed to observe the photons, the light changed its behavior. The mere presence of an observer forced the light to stop acting like a wave and begin acting like a physical particle. This observer effect suggests that the act of observation, a conscious process, directly influences the state of physical matter. Then came quantum entanglement. Physicists proved that two subatomic particles can be linked so that changing one instantly changes the other, regardless of the distance between them. These changes happen with zero time-lapse. This instantaneous connection operates faster than the speed of light, defying classical ideas of cause and effect. While it doesn't offer a final proof, this data parallels ancient idealist questions. It suggests that at the most fundamental level, reality is connected by something that doesn't obey the rules of physical space. Science and philosophy are converging on the same realization. Ultimate reality remains an unsolved mystery. There is a psychological trap in dogmatic certainty. Humans have a tendency to force a complex universe into simple, comfortable answers to avoid feeling restless. The real purpose of studying metaphysics is to develop intellectual immunity. When you understand that no one has the final answer, you become much harder to mislead, whether by gurus, politicians, or simplistic ideologies. Wisdom is found in embracing the unknown. We can find peace in our cosmic insignificance while maintaining a relentless curiosity about the world we inhabit.